Morning peeps, good morning everyone. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, like, share, subscribe. All right, let's talk this February 22nd card, the first Riyadh season card of 2025. I think this card is going to be crazy. I really do. And I know that conversations are happening as we speak to get this card finalized and announced in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So hopefully in the next 2 to 3 weeks, we get an official announcement about what this card is going to be. And hopefully it's what I think it will be. Now, my level of excitement was already here, just because of the rumors being Virgil Ortiz, which isn't a rumor. I spoke to Oscar De La Hoya and he confirmed Virgil Ortiz is on the card. Hamza Shiraz versus Carlos Adames, I think that will be on the card. And Frank Warren's been talking about Daniel Dubois versus question mark being on this card for the last 2 to 3 months, right? As soon as he beat AJ, Frank Warren was like, yep, February, Daniel Dubois is going to fight. So those are the ones that are guaranteed. Daniel Dubois versus question mark. Hopefully it's Joseph Parker. That will be a great fight. Virgil Ortiz versus question mark. When I spoke to Virgil, he said his number 1 choice was Terence Crawford. Number 2 choice was Jaron Ennis. Number 3, Sebastian Fundora. All of those are great, by the way. And Hamza Shiraz looks like he will fight Carlos Adames for a world title fight. So already, regardless of what else is on that card, already I think that's a great card. The issue now I have is that I spoke to Eddie Hearn 2-3 days ago on the Ariel and Ade show, and Eddie Hearn said, and it could be promoter spill, right? I mean, Eddie Hearn can turn into the best car salesman in the world sometimes, but he said this could be, did he say could be or is? I think he said is the best Riyadh season card yet. Now, I was racking my brains as to what the best Riyadh season card so far has been. In terms of the fight I wanted to see the most, I guess Fury Usyk or BETERBIEV-BIVOL. In terms of actual full fight cards, I don't know. I mean, the 5 versus 5 was fantastic. I mean, AJ Dubois, just because of the scale of it, the magnitude, that was great. I thought the LA card was good as well. I mean, Andy Ruiz, Jarrell Miller, Crawford was on that against Madrimov. Pitbull versus Valenzuela, that was a good card as well. So look, we've had some real good ones. I mean, the first one, I think we all forget how good the first one was. Fury versus Ngannou, that was really good, and the undercard was good as well. I think we sometimes forget that. Wardley was in the undercard versus Adeleye, Carlos Takam versus Martin Bakole, Arslanbek Makhmudov. There's some really good fights on the undercard as well. So look, we've had some good ones. So for Eddie Hearn to say this could be the best one yet, I'm like, okay, this could be crazy. And I think that's why it's taken so long to finalize. I think they're trying to get something big across the line. Now, of those ones I've just mentioned, Dubois versus Parker, it's great. Is it a main event? Yes and no. I mean, it's a world title fight. It's a main event. Ortiz versus, I think it will be Fundora. I mean, there seems to be no whispers coming out of the Terence Crawford camp that he's going to fight in February. And I think Jaron Ennis having a tougher fight than expected last time out might not be ready in time. So I don't know if Ortiz Fundora is a main event, although again, it's a world title fight. So it's funny, there's 3 world title fights here, but I don't know if that would make it the biggest. Hamza Shiraz versus Carlos Adames. So look, 3 world title fights, but are any of those like main events that you go, oh my God? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Eddie Hearn then went on to say, when pushed by Ariel, so Ariel was like, okay, come on, Eddie, let us know, give us some insight, what could be on the card, don't be upset, Turkey's a big fan of myself and Ade, he's not going to be upset. The first 2 names out of Eddie Hearn's mouth, go and watch it, this isn't me saying it, this is Eddie Hearn, this wasn't Ade making shit up. The first 2 names he said was Bivol, BETERBIEV, and I was like, huh? I was like, what? He said, I can't remember his reasoning or what he said, but we said, give us some insight. What could be on the card? And he said, this isn't me, Bivol, BETERBIEV. And I was like, because that wasn't even on my radar as a fight that could happen. It wasn't even on my radar. I actually thought that they were going to go their own separate ways and mandatories and potentially BETERBIEV going to cruiserweight because he's spoken about that. But all of a sudden, I'm like, now that's a main event. I'm even excited fucking just thinking about it. Now you add Bivol, BETERBIEV, or BETERBIEV-BIVOL 2 on that, and all of a sudden, Eddie Hearn's right. This is the best Riyadh season card yet. It is, isn't it? I mean, imagine that. Imagine that potentially. Like, and I was thinking about it. Like, if you are going to see that rematch, it kind of does need to happen now, because obviously Ramadan comes, and then obviously Beterbiev's out for a few months, right? And then when are we going to see it again? October next year. So almost kind of needs to happen around then. I just don't know if, and it was a tough fight physically for both. Is there enough rest? Is there enough turnaround time? I mean, I tried to look at things like fighters in camp, and I don't see anyone in camp. In fact, I think Beterbiev's over here in the next 2 weeks doing a little tour. I've seen pictures of Bivol. He's not in camp. So I don't know. I think it might be wishful thinking. What we know, 22nd of November, December, January, February. He's still got 3 months. He's still got 3 months. Like, I would need to see some evidence of someone in camp in the next 3 to 4 weeks for me to say, okay, this is going to happen. I think it's unlikely, and I wouldn't have predicted it being on this card. But again, Eddie Hearn said this is the best Riyadh season card yet. And again, when pushed of, okay, who could be on this card, he said Bivol Beterbiev. Again, I don't know the context of why he said it. I can't remember. You guys, the video is on YouTube right now. Go and check it out. But he said it. That would be insane. I'm not joking. Ladies and gentlemen, that would be... Are you fucking kidding me right now? Bivol Beterbiev, Dubois, even Dubois question mark, anyone in the top 15 is not bad. Ortiz versus whoever in that three. I think Shiraz versus Carlos Adames. Are we gonna get Shakur Stevenson? I mean, talks have begun again for Conor Benn, Chris Eubank. I don't think that will happen on this date. But we do need a big main event. And I don't think you can make anything bigger than Bivol Beterbiev rematch. The first fight was so controversial. It could have gone either way. And I think the energy and want to see that again straight away, no rest, is good. I just feel like if that is going to happen, you're probably looking at when it was supposed to happen first time round, which was what, June, the 5 versus 5 was. You're probably looking at then. So after Ramadan, if I got the dates correct, then you go. I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. But intriguing, isn't it? Intriguing for Eddie Hearn to even mention it. So look, for Eddie Hearn to mention that first, there's been a conversation. That's a fact. You don't just say that for the sake of saying it. There's been a conversation about, can you guys potentially fight February 22nd? Look, the main event that I think His Excellency would have wanted would have been Dubois AJ. Ain't happening. The main event after that probably would have been Ortiz Crawford. Ain't happening. Crawford ain't fighting. So then you do look for a main event. And I don't know. Say it's Parker. I don't know if Dubois Parker's... It's big. It's very big. Dubois' stock's risen. I don't know if that's a main event for a Riyadh season. I don't know. It probably is. I'm not sure. Ortiz versus Sebastian Fundora. By the way, these are great fights. These are all world title fights. But that's Riyadh season has gone that big that main events need to be kind of astronomical nowadays. Shiraz versus Adames. Again, a great fight. Is that a main event Riyadh season fight? I don't know. Bivol Beterbiev is. Yeah, that's going to be intriguing. Anyway, look, all this speculation we're going to find out in the next 2 to 3 weeks. But a conversation must have been had about Bivol Beterbiev for Eddie Hearn to say that. And for Eddie Hearn to say it's the best one yet. I don't know. All right, let's quickly look and see. Mickey Bay. Devin Haney is already looking good. I'm just upset that Devin Haney's not fought since that Ryan Garcia fight. I mean, Ryan's going to fight before Devin. I know it's an exhibition fight, but Ryan's going to fight before Devin. Yeah. Well, I don't think there's much else to talk about. No, there isn't. There isn't much else to talk about. All right, guys, girls. Peace.